Kyle, when was the last time you went on a date?
Last week.
Where'd you take her?
We went to Hudson House.
Oh, how'd y'all meet?
We met at a bar.
Oh, so you approached cold.
Her and her friend approached me.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that though.
Okay. But
they just had a conversation basically like right here next to me.
Wow.
So I just chimed in.
Are you on the dating apps?
Yeah.
Which
Raya? Ones?
Yeah. Only Raya?
Yeah. I was on Hinge. I got off of it.
Why'd you get off Hinge?
It's not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
I don't get a lot of matches.
You don't get a lot of matches on Hinge? Really?
No, not really.
Oh my god. Okay. So Raya, you have more success on Raya?
No.
Oh.
I wouldn't say so.
What are the red flags in Dallas dating?
I think Dallas as a city has a lot of girl bosses where you find out that their dad pays for their rent.
Oh, and you don't like that. I mean, it's a turnoff.
Yeah.
Are you attracted to somebody that's really hyper independent? Or not hyper independent, but that pays for her own stuff?
No, you don't have to pay for your own stuff. It's more the combination of girl boss and don't pay for any of your stuff.
And that's just a complete turnoff.
It's not really a turnoff, it's a red flag.
What's a green flag?
Anyone that's deepening their faith.
So
like actively
a
working on their
God-fearing
faith.
woman.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't going to put it like that. Not
okay.
God-fearing,
but
yeah. I guess. You don't have to fear God.
It's just that phrase a lot of people have been using lately.
Who uses that phrase?
A lot of girls that I've been interviewing lately. They said they
want
a God-fearing man.
They want a God-fearing man. Okay.
Yeah. So what impresses you? What type of girl do you want?
What it really boils down to is you can date someone or marry someone that's beautiful. You can date someone or marry someone that's a genius. But if they won't put their family first, like put their kids before themselves and even, I guess, before you, then your kids are going to be messed up.
And what do you do for a living?
I have a startup. It's called Vela. Follow us on Instagram at Vela Cleans. It's a home cleaning marketplace startup. So it's like, for on demand. If you need your place cleaned, call us.
And where'd you go to school?
Harvard.
Did you play a sport there?
Lacrosse.
Oh, nice. And where are you from?
Dallas.
And how old are you?
27.
Well,
About to turn
Kyle,
27.
thank you for expressing yourself with me.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Good morning to everyone except my boyfriend, who is on a bachelor trip, wait for it, in Colombia. He's fucking done.
I went out with a guy who's significantly older than me. Don't tell my dad. But we went to dinner, and it was honestly a great conversation, great time. But the way that people look at you is kind of crazy. Mind you, I knew him from work. We only went to dinner. It was very nice, very pure. But it kind of just stopped there because it didn't feel great. Again, he's an incredibly great guy. He's super intelligent, very respectful. Something just felt off. And I'm like, I don't know how these girls can do this all the time.
All right, I'm healed. Lord, bring me a 6'2" man with a beard right now.
Tell me why I had to see a TikTok where someone basically said that putting yourself on a dating app is advertising that you're on clearance. Like, what? Now I can't stop thinking about it because, in a way, that's kind of what it is. You know, people are just scrolling, swiping past you like you're an option because you are. But here's the problem. If I don't go back on dating apps, I'm not on any right now, where am I supposed to meet my person? Because the times that I actually do go out, men do not approach me, like, at all. So I feel like at this point, my soulmate's going to have to get so creative on how we're going to meet. Like, drop out of the sky creative. Because what else is a girl to do? I don't approach guys. That's not me. That's not my vibe. Sorry. I believe a man should court a woman. So that's not an option. Send help. I don't want to go back on a dating app now.
You see the smile that you have on right now? Probably do that out in public. I can guarantee you there's going to be a guy out there that's going to see you smiling. He's going to see your body and your energy open. And they're going to say, hey, that looks like somebody that wants to be approached. The right man he's going to see your beauty, but he's going to be looking for a friend, right? Oh, that person looks friendly. And that's when they're going to come up to you. So many times y'all look upset. Y'all look like y'all are busy. Y'all look like y'all don't want anybody to bother y'all. Sometimes you don't even look mad. You just look like you're focused, like you're locked in. And so a man would say, well, I know I wouldn't want anybody approaching me or bothering me when I'm locked in, so I'm not going to go over there and bother her. And it's not necessarily that they think that you're mean all the time. It's just you look like you're busy and you don't have time for people. And so that might be it. But if you're always, kind of smiling, looking pleasant and kind of looking around, if your eye is all like, if your face is always like this, like I'm just looking straight, and you're not like kind of like looking around, and you don't have a chance to lock eyes with anybody. So the man might be looking at you for a signal, like you guys say, well, if I'm looking at you, come over. Well, your head is in your phone and your eyes are focused on your phone, so there is no signal being given because you're not looking anywhere. And so you gotta start looking around and see what everybody's doing.
All right, I'm gonna share with you the number one message I receive from men online. Are you ready for it?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if he's paying the mortgage so that you can use the money that you make to get your nails done, your hair done, have the occasional TJ Maxx run, get a coffee every now and then he's still providing for you. He's putting a roof over your head, and it gives you the freedom to do the other little girly things that you want to do. And gratitude is a really lost virtue in today's society, especially amongst women. Like, for some reason, we think that we're entitled to millions of dollars and vacations 24/7 and buying anything we want and just spending all the money we want. And that's just not reality. And if this is something that you're struggling with, like you look at your husband and think that he's not enough and the money he makes is not enough and the job he does is not enough and the work that he does is not enough, and you look at your life and you say that it's not enough and the things you have are not enough and you want to spend more money and you want to have more things, number one, I would encourage you to take a few days, weeks, or months off of social media. Like, get tapped into your reality and not other people's 1% reality that's on social media. And the second thing I would say is to practice gratitude out loud and saying things and saying, I am grateful for it, thank you God for this, and speaking it out loud. Because the truth is if you have running water, food, and a roof over your head, you're doing better than 90% of the population. If you have a man who works hard for you, regardless of how much money he makes, you are doing better than a lot of people. And you're not entitled to just swipe the credit card and spend all of his money. A really great chapter of the Bible for you to read is Philippians chapter 4, specifically verses 4 through 14. And it's Paul writing from prison. And he's basically talking about how contentment is the secret to life. It's the secret to enjoying your life. And I'm paraphrasing, but he says, I know how to live on everything and I know how to live on almost nothing. And I am content in both situations. Like, if you're watching this video right now, you're doing better than most of the population.
Guys, there's 3 top energies that are going around right now in the dating world, and my girlfriend and I were talking about them the other day, so I'm going to give them to you on how they make us feel as women. So when you present yourself on a date as fuck it, the fuck it energy, let's go start with that one. That's the guy that comes to the table and is like, the subconscious energy that's flowing through their body and being projected off feels as if you could care less whether or not the girl that's in front of you is there or not there. And that energy makes us feel, when we go, that you don't really care to know us. That typically comes from, I've gone on 10 dates, I have low expectations, they all suck, I feel like I'm never going to find anyone, but I have to continue to put myself out there, don't particularly want to, and if this doesn't work out, I'm going to go home and eat popcorn on my couch. That energy is low vibration, and it comes off like bucket energy.
Ethan, when was the last time you kissed a girl and went on a date?
It's been a long time for me, actually. So I think my ex and I broke up almost a year ago now. And yeah, so I've just been taking care of myself since then.
Have you been active on the dating apps?
No, I have not.
You haven't?
Uh-uh.
So what's your dating game now?
Nothing right now. So just kind of going from there. We'll see what happens. Just kind of playing it out.
Do you approach women?
Not right now. Not normally, no.
Are you scared?
No, I wouldn't say I'm scared. No. I'm confident. I'm a confident person. I just, again, I've just been taking care of myself the last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
What bars do you go to in Dallas?
Ooh, let's see. We go to Inwood, Old Crow, like Greenville Avenue, where I go out mostly. But I also don't go out that much, so.
What's an A?
Ooh, I think anyone who's like just chases money, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
So you think the idea of materialism and all of that is a turnoff?
Yeah, I'd say so. I grew up in northern Illinois, like right on the border of Wisconsin. So I'd say I like blue collar things more. But
Do you want a traditional wife or someone in the entertainment business, like a model like you?
I'd say either one. I think just want a good person at the end of the day. So if she's someone who's has a big career and is driven with like that, that's great. If she doesn't want a big career and wants to be more at home, that's also great. Just whatever. I just want a good person that.
What's your current intentions on dating?
I'm not actively like looking, but I feel everyone always says when you're not actively looking, that's when it hits. So I'm just gonna live day by day. Whenever it comes, it comes. Yeah.
Are you religious?
I'm Christian, yeah.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
So I'm a model and then I work in fitness as well.
Are you a coach?
I am, yeah.
Where do you coach?
Gym called Training Mate.
Oh, I love the Australian guy.
Yes.
Oh, he's great.
Luke's the best.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
He's the best.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
And where'd you go to school?
Ferris State University in Michigan.
Nice. Well, Ethan, thank you for expressing yourself with me.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
The hardest part of dating, and I'm going to say what you are not expecting, but the hardest part of dating for me is people's lack of care for themselves. I find a lot of men that try to approach me are men that have nice cars, nice watches. They go out all the time to these fancy dinners, but that's the problem. They're out 2 to 4 times a week. They're drinking every time they're out. I don't think they're drinking enough water. They're not on a routine, as in working out, taking care of their one and only vessel. Like, I see your priorities. Alcohol is really bad for us, like extremely bad. And I know I want my man to last a really long time. And I know that people have all these other icks in dating, but I think my biggest one is lack of a routine and lack of care when it comes to taking care of their bodies. And I know that maybe that's when a woman comes in and stuff like that, but generally you should already have something in place, and it's going to get better with a woman for sure. It's absolutely going to get better, but you should already have a workout in place. You should already be disciplined enough to not be out 2 to 4 times a week. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm networking or I'm entertaining clients. You could say no. You should go take care of your mental health and your health by not working after work. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at. And yeah, it's not how they come at me or this. It's I think about paying mind to these people, and then I'm always reminded they're out 2 to 4 times a week. Why would I talk to a man that doesn't put that much love and intention into his only vessel? As someone who's learned grief at a young age, I want you to stick around. I want people to be there with me and feel good during that time. And what we do now in our 30s is reflecting how we're going to feel in 10 years. And you should be really conscious of that at this age. And if you're not the one for me.
You know, there were people in the comments saying that this woman was a red flag. I understand where you're going with what you're saying. You want somebody that's kind of healthy, but I think kind of the way y'all come across a lot of times is, once again, you're trying to teach somebody. You're trying to discipline somebody. You know, I'm not saying that a man can't be corrected, but I don't think that y'all know that y'all are dealing with grown men. I don't think that y'all know that y'all are handling grown men like this. Does that make any sense? Like, y'all are trying to talk to grown men that can physically pick you up and move you from one side of the room to the other. Y'all are talking to them crazy, sideways. At some point in time, a man is going to lose respect for what you're talking about. That's why when you nag, that's why when y'all talk about all this other stuff, men say, no, I ain't paying for that. I ain't taking that on a date. And y'all get mad because y'all feel like men aren't listening to you. Well, they're not. With the way that you're talking, they ain't.
You know what we need to bring back? Hitting on girls in public, because I have so much respect for a bold man that can hit on someone in public. So the other day as in like Saturday, Sunday, I was running and saw this like really hot guy, whatever, kept running. And I was with my guy friend at the time. And then like we turned around, whatever, didn't see these guys. And the next day I was running in the same area and I ran into this guy again. And I like was running the opposite direction with a friend of mine, and he like stopped me on the trail, which I was like, bold, love it. I'm like, I eat that shit up. Like, I love a bold, like, alpha style man. So whatever, he stopped me and had said something like, I found you on Instagram or something. And I was like, oh, dang. And I haven't really been paying attention to like my Instagram follows. So of course I'm like going back, like searching, and I asked him what his name was and found him, whatever. And now I'm going on a run with him. And I'm like, meeting people in the wild is so fun. So fun if it works out, and if guys aren't literally grown up man children and can actually stop a girl on a run. Like, I was running a 7:45 pace with a friend of mine, like going down the 101. Like, it wasn't like you had to be bold. And I was like, I respect that. So I'll let you know how the run date goes. Actually, I probably won't, because I hate talking about dating on here, so I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But I just felt the need to say, like, there is a possibility that an attractive man hits on you in public. I was like shook, and I was like, score, yes. So good thing can happen to you.
Younger women don't just date older men for their money. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. And people are always asking, what is it about an older man? What do you like about an older man? And I'm here to tell you, they usually have more traditional values and roles, and so chivalry is real. They make women feel special and loved and adored in a way that I personally have never seen a guy my age or even 5 years older do. Hopefully they are already established. If they're like 20 years older than me, I would at least hope that they are established in life. And so yes, usually they are, and so that is attractive. And before you jump down my throat and say I'm a gold digger, it's not about that. It's sexy when a man is motivated, driven, successful, when he has his shit together. I think it's really sexy when a guy has his house, car, or cars even, and he already has his life. Like, he has his routine, you know, he gets up, he goes to work, he works out early, he's up early. I just love a guy that cooks for himself, a guy that I don't have to take care of. It's so attractive when a guy wants to take care of me. An older man can hit all of my love languages in ways that younger men just haven't, in my experience. I'm attracted to a man that leads, and I don't have to train and teach how to act. I've done that my whole life with guys in relationships, and it's exhausting, and I'm done. I truly just have no desire to do it anymore. I don't want to have to mold someone. I just want someone who is already who they are and established in who they are and knows who they are and knows what they want. I'm not trying to deal with someone who's trying to find their way still. Usually the older, the more experience they have in relationships, which means trial and error. They've already overcome mistakes. They've gone through failed relationships, and they kind of learn what they should do or shouldn't do this time. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody, but most of the time, men have had several relationships the older they get. I personally love a divorced man with kids because he's already been through it. He already knows. It's not his first rodeo. Usually the older, the more emotionally intelligent they are, and that is hands down the most important thing in a relationship to me. At this stage of my life, again, we all change, but I'm at a point now where I care more about emotional intelligence than looks, than money, than anything. I'm also looking to find the man of my children, father of my children. And so if he already has children, usually he knows how to act around kids. He knows how to adjust life to being a dad. Personally, I think it's better to date a guy who already has experienced children because you already know right off the bat how he is as a dad and if he's a good dad or not. When you're having someone's first child, you have no idea how that person's going to be as a parent. So if you've already seen him and dated him for a while, you see how he is to his children, it's just a good way to interview them to see if they are going to be a good dad to your children. And now let's get to the fun stuff, like how the fact that older men just love to be down there way longer and way more often than any guy my age or even 5 years older. They just, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but especially if you're a younger woman, they literally worship your body. I'm not even kidding. But this is like specifically men like over 50. I'm telling you, they are givers. And honestly, most guys my age, they're just receivers. They just want to lay back and receive. And I'm telling you, I feel like the older generations are more dominant, more alpha, more masculine. And these younger generation of guys are just more feminine.
I thought I was healed, but it turns out I just hadn't talked to any men that aggravated me for a while.
I just saw a guy crack the code on how to approach a girl. This is the best way to approach a girl, and it's kind of funny how he said it. He said, you need to go up to a girl and you need to compliment her nails. Yes, compliment her nails, but don't just compliment her nails. It can be anything that's kind of girly pop. Don't compliment a physical trait because then it's like, oh, he wants me. Oh, he's being too much. Oh, but if you compliment a girl's nails, if you compliment her hair, if you compliment her makeup, and you say, oh, I love your makeup, it looks amazing on you, or your eyes really pop with that makeup. If you come at it from how the gays would compliment us, it comes across as non-threatening. We instantly feel more comfortable talking to you. He's not looking us up and down and treating us like an object, being like, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, you're so gorgeous. You're treating us like a bestie, like someone that we can just like talk to and share. And where did you get your rings? Oh, I got them from here. Oh, your nails look amazing. Did you just get them done? Oh yeah, that color is so fall. If you start talking like we're one of our gay best friends, our guard comes down, we feel more comfortable talking to you, and then on top of that, if we find out you're actually not gay, you've won. It's like, oh, I feel comfortable with him. He's treating me with respect. He likes my style. He likes my nails. Oh, we're having fun. We're having good banter. Oh, and he's actually kind of cute. Oh, and. That's the way to do it.
Well, I think that's what it is, though. We are not your gay best friend. You guys need to figure out, or you need to realize that friends and romantic interests are kind of two different things. Right? You guys will be friends. Men are looking for a friend in a relationship, but there has to be a distinction. You know what I mean? Like a man, he sees you as attractive, and then he comes up and he says, hey, how's it going? Maybe you and I can get to know each other. Maybe you and I have something in common, but I see you first and I think that you're beautiful. I think that there might be something here. And so I come up and I want to see if there's anything there. I think you guys do it in reverse until you're saying, I don't necessarily see him as attractive, but the more and more I get to know him, then, he's attractive to me and he's like a gay best friend. And I get that, right? But I think too many times, which is my point, too many times you guys lean all the way. Like, say, for instance, you would say, a man is too chill about me. He's too nonchalant. He's not as obsessed with me, so he doesn't give me the attention, the validation. He treats me too much like a friend, like one of his homeboys, right? I don't mind chilling and doing all that other stuff, but he treats me too much like just one of the homies. I'm your wife. You need to romance me. You need to buy me flowers. You got to take me out. You got to make me feel like a lady. And this is what men are kind of saying to you in reverse. Well, I'm not your gay best friend. I'm not a woman. So I wouldn't necessarily be able to behave like a woman. We can be friends, but it seems like you guys, we got to jump through hoops. We got to fight to get out of the friend zone, to even avoid the friend zone in order for you guys to see us as a romantic interest. And it gets tiring.
So I'm 23 dating a 51-year-old, which I know, he's almost my mom's age. My mom is 57. But you know what? Men are immature and women are mature. So sometimes it works. Sometimes. Not all the time. Because a lot of older men are just weird. But he's not. And he acts really young in a good way. And I'm going to go see him tonight. And I'm tired. But I'm excited. But I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. But that's like, I'll get some energy. That's all. I don't know.
You want a hot, traditional wife who actually respects masculinity? Pack your bags, bro. Femininity isn't gone. It's just relocated. No lectures. No, I'm a boss babe too. just softness, loyalty, and polarity that actually feels natural again. The first place, Eastern Europe, the blonde bombshell belt. Think of Poland, Hungary, Ukraine. Think 5'9" blonde bombshells who still believe in being wives, not rivals. 94% of Polish women say a woman's role is to make home feel like peace, not pressure. In Ukraine, traditional wives outnumber Tinder feminists 20-1. Land in Warsaw and you'll remember what being a man feels like again. Second location, Latin America, cinnamon skin, salsa hips. Think of Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, places like that. 87% of Colombian women want a man who leads without being told how to. Brazil's divorce rate, half of America's. They're loyal, passionate, and feminine by default. She's in heels, cooking, smiling, and dancing all the time for you. No power struggle, just chemistry and polarity. Number 3, Southeast Asia. Loyal, sweet, and family built. Think of Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. 91% of Vietnamese wives say they run home so their man can run the world. Thai women call you Tarak every single day, which means my love. Anytime before breakfast, lunch, dinner, when you wake up, anytime. Filipinas, K1 visas up to 40% in 2024. They were literally lining up for masculine men who know how to lead, and they will treat you like a king. Number 4, Africa, the ebony queens with loyalty in their blood. Think of Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya. 89% of Nigerian wives says, my king eats first, strong, nurturing, and loyal to the core. You don't have to prove that you're masculine. They already know. One dinner in Lagos and she is treating you like royalty. Here's a reality check. According to the World Economic Forum in 2025, these countries rank lower in economic equality. What does that actually mean? It means that they're not chasing boardrooms. They are building homes and legacies, while the West argues who pays the bill or how much of a boss babe energy one relationship can handle. These women are focused on family, loyalty, and love that lasts, not a war zone. Save this post, tag your single bro, because your future wife is somewhere out there. She is just waiting for a man who still acts like one. Go find her.
Ladies, the best kept secret to a satisfying relationship is a 10-year plus age gap. They are trained. They are housebroken, some might even say. This guy's looking to be rehomed. No fee at all. They put the toilet seat down. They put their socks in the hamper. They sometimes know how to cook. And they will eat pink taco every single night. Thank me later.
I don't know what man needs to hear this, but you need to get off of Hinge. You need to get off of like dating apps. These dating apps are lying to you. They're pushing an algorithm that makes it seem like these girls don't want you or whoever doesn't want you. That is not true. You are worthy. You are attractive. Somebody out there wants you. There's like 7,000 people out there just for you. Okay? These apps are lying to you. They're fake as shit and they just want your money. It's literally a big CEO man who thinks he's hotter than you, smarter than you, and richer than you, and better than you. And he's making money off of hoping that you think you're a loser and that you get no bitches. I hope you know that. Please look inward. Fuck these apps. Go outside. Do what you love, and you're gonna find your partner right there. I promise you. And the bright side is, they'll enjoy what you enjoy.
If you want to date a man who is attentive to your needs, you kind of have to be okay with him also being sensitive. Because the reason he can attend to your needs is because he's sensitive enough to know how you're feeling and empathize. So it's kind of like you win some, you lose some.
I am not the girl that ever gets approached by guys. Like in my friend group, my friends are the ones that get approached by guys. I used to take this so personally. It made me see myself as like unappealing to men. That really hit my self-confidence. Like I would even just start crying because I'd have enough of it, and I just thought I was like not attractive to the male gaze. Like what's helped me with this is really just understanding my worth in God and knowing that like when I get married, when I have a family, like I'm not going to think back and be like, man, I didn't get approached by guys when I was younger. You know what I mean? That is not something that contributes to our worth and shows who we are. And so if you can relate, if you are not a girl that gets approached by men in public, just don't take it personally. It's honestly maybe just God protecting us. That is how I have stopped taking it personally over the years and just have a more like eternal outlook, I guess.
Here's a tip. If you're ever talking to a guy and you ask him, what do you like about me? And he says, you're hot and you're chill. Move on. Leave, run, kill him and leave.
I'm not sure who needs to hear this out there, but when it comes to approaching a woman, an overwhelming majority don't want to be approached. Now, this information comes from, I asked the question, what's a way to approach a woman where they would feel safe and comfortable? And over the last couple of days, probably 2,200 different comments have come through, and I'd say at least 90%, maybe more of them, were we don't want to be approached or don't approach. So if you're a man and you're thinking about approaching a woman, the best advice is don't. Thanks for all those comments. I really appreciate it.
Oddly enough, there were women in the comments talking about thank you for listening and not basically trying to talk back to us about why we need men to approach. Well, men don't talk back to you anyway about needing to be approached. They just leave you alone. The problem is women see this and they're like, why are men not approaching anymore? That's where the issue's coming in. Y'all are saying y'all want men to leave you alone. A man leaves you alone and you're asking the man, hey, why are you listening to me? Why are you leaving me alone?
If you are a pretty girl and not using your pretty privilege to make you literally millions of dollars, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Because I just watched this girl blow up on TikTok, 2.8 million followers in a month. And you know what she did? Like, sugar on my tongue, tongue, tongue. Your body is so sweet, sweet, sweet in front of a fridge. Okay? And it's just because she's pretty. Like, she's pretty, and a lot of the world is ruled by men's lust. And actually, I would say don't start an OF, but use everything that life is rigged by to your advantage. You know what life is rigged by? Pretty people have a lot more opportunity. And if you're a pretty girl and you're not actually using it to make you like a huge influencer or some type of personal brand or some type of business, like, gosh, you are you're so lucky to be pretty because the world is rigged in your favor. So fucking use it. That's all I'm saying.
I hear so many men on here commenting on my videos basically saying, like, I don't approach women because I'm scared that they'll accuse me of something and, you know, like, my life will be ruined, all this kind of stuff. And I understand, like, that obviously does happen. And it's a valid fear, but I think it's like living for the extreme. And you could say that about anything. You could literally say that about getting a plane, like, oh, I would never fly because, you know, planes crash, or I would never get on a horse because someone's died riding a horse. Like, yeah, like, there are obviously risks to everything, but I think as long as you approach a woman respectfully and have like good intentions behind it, whatever, and respect their answer, it's not going to be an extreme situation. And I think that men who say that a lot of times are cowardly, like they're just afraid and they're using that as an excuse. So that's just my opinion, honestly. But
50% of American men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in public before. If a man is not in a relationship by the age of 30, there is a 4 times higher chance he will become addicted to prescription drugs and an 8 times higher chance he will commit suicide. We have to get off these things and we have to go back out in the real world and make friends.
Why do women have to prove their value but men just have to show up?
I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value and a woman just has to show up.
It depends on who you asking.
No, I think if you're pretty, you could get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly after. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets. Mm-hmm. So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men do.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think?
It just depends on who you're asking.
Personally, I don't know the answer. I just feel like for me personally, I think that as a woman, I get more opportunities than a man because I think that men want me to be in the space, but they don't expect me to come with the character or the work ethic that I come with. And that's what keeps me in the room. What I look like might get me to the room, maybe if I know somebody, but what I'm built by or built of is what keeps me in the room.
Why do men not approach certain women? Because y'all ask me all the time, how come I don't get approached? How come I don't get approached? Y'all, it could be so many reasons. Okay. One of the reasons is because you already look taken. And a lot of times women don't realize if they look taken or not. Some women are or have been in long-term relationships where they just look taken. There are some women that look very single. There's some women that look desperate. So we have to understand. And also there's some that look so good, they can't afford you, but all they do is look and already assume that you're with someone very rich. Okay. So everything is different for every individual. If you're one of those women who are very beautiful, they may already think that you're with someone that has more money than them. Okay. This is why I tell you, if you're very, very beautiful, top of the line, and you have problems with people approaching you, you need to kind of downplay your fashion and your accessories. Because think about this. They don't think that you need them. They think you already got them. If you're full of jewelry and designer bags and designer clothing, they don't think they can impress you at all. But if you walk up in there with a Walmart purse on, a t-shirt, a denim jacket, and a nice pair of slacks and cute little heels, you don't look like they cannot upgrade you. You don't look like you're dating that billionaire. So you need to retire the designer purses and bust out the Walmart purses, bust out you a little casual but cute outfit that's not designer, take off all the jewelry, maybe one little dainty necklace, and look like they can do something for you, because they already think you're taken and well taken care of, living in somebody's penthouse with a driver, if you look that good.
Do you ever think that maybe their attitude might come into play? Like they're wearing all of these things and the man is like, I don't know if I want to deal with that type of attitude. I don't know if I want to deal with somebody that's going to tell me about how much stuff they've accumulated. Really, I don't. Women or men, I don't think people want to hear from people that are always bragging about how rich they are, about how much designer they wear, man or woman. I know there's this guy on Pop the Balloon. He had all this jewelry on. He's a little bit more heavyset guy. He had a grill. I think he talked about having like a private jet, or he flying people around on a private jet. And I think another guy named Dr. Des was like, FBI, check him out for, fraudulent activity, because he might be gaining his money fraudulent. It was a funny moment, but the point is, the way he came off, it wasn't too many people in the room that were like, oh yeah, I want to hang around this guy, because he was over the top. And so you have to take that same mindset with the woman and say, she might be over the top. I don't have time for it. I'm going to have to work. She's going to need a lot of attention. I don't have time for that. Well, I'm going to get me a man that does. What man that's working is going to have time for you? A Chad and a Tyrone, they really don't have time for you, but they make time for you because you are their business. I'll say that again. You are their business. And that's not in a good way. They're in the business of pulling baddies, knocking them down. Well, I can't even say sending them out to the street, because it ain't no fun unless the homies get some. I'm going to send them on down. Chad's going to take the first shot. I'm going to send it on down to Tyrone. He going to take it. He going to send it down to his boy, and we're going to send it on back down the street. If we have something that we need to do, or we want to do with her again, we're going to go back in rotation. Tyrone, you up. All right, Chad, your turn. Send them on back out, and just keep on recycling. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Send them on back out to the street. Bars. That's it. So, man, y'all are doing that type of stuff. Chad is taking advantage of y'all. And the man that you would actually look for, that you would actually need, that man done gone on down the road because of your attitude. Because the way that you present yourself. But it might not be in the way that she's talking about. It might just be your attitude isn't very good. Nobody wants to be around you.
Why don't men approach women anymore? Have you noticed this happening? I mean, I have not, because I've been married for 10 years, but I'm getting this question all the time from the women that I work with. And here's my take on it. My take is that you are not being approached by men because you are unapproachable. I don't think that it's something that's in the water. I think that women need to have a little bit more compassion and understanding for what men go through. Men being the ones who have to put their ego aside. They're the ones expected to just go up to a woman, strike up a conversation, run the risk of rejection. We're all terrified of rejection. That's a whole other topic. If you want him to approach you, you have to be approachable. At least send over the signals that he will not be rejected. He will not be made to feel like a complete fool and loser if he comes up and tries to talk to you. So make eye contact, smile, have open body language, just be warm. That's all you need to do. You can also go up to him and start talking to him. We're so scared to show interest. If I show interest, it's going to scare him away. No, that's not what's scary. Being needy and desperate is off-putting. Going up to someone, striking a conversation, that is not scary. That's not going to put off a guy who is interested in you. Now, you shouldn't be doing all the work. You shouldn't go up to him and then ask for a date and then start planning the date, ask for his number, ask for the date, start planning. No, because then he's going to feel like, hey, why is she being so aggressive? This is a little bit too much. You have to leave some space for him to like do something. All you really need to do, men, chime in the comments, but I think that they're all going to agree with me. You have to make yourself more approachable. The end. And if this is hard for you, it's probably because you struggle with your self-worth and confidence. So I would highly recommend checking out my new book, Detached: How to Let Go, Heal, and Become Irresistible. We also talk a lot about overcoming this fear of rejection that is so dominating for so many of us. Okay, I hope this helps. Make sure to follow me for more.
We want a man who is so focused on his life that he can't even prioritize his emotions. And that's not a bad thing, okay? I think a man that is very strong in how he feels, even if he feels upset, negative emotions, if he feels these negative emotions and he's not necessarily letting it out, that's a very strong man, okay? That's a very, very strong man. A very emotionally unavailable man that becomes angry, becomes mad, very hostile. That's what we want. We want a man that can control that, the negative ones, because that's all we care about. We care about the negative emotions. The happy emotions, excitement.
So I just re-downloaded Hinge for the millionth time, and the thought of going on another first date genuinely just makes me feel revolted, excited at the same time, mainly revolted. I am just so tired of the lessons. Obviously I'm back on Hinge, so I haven't found my person. So every single person that I date or get into some type of relationship with is a lesson. I'm done. I feel like I have graduated. I have done all the lessons. I have dealt with all the different types of men, the man-child, the narcissist, the liar, the cheater, the fucking so on and so forth. I am so sick of the lessons. So just putting that out into the universe that I have graduated, self-proclaimed, and I'm ready for my person to just show up. That would be really fantastic. Okay, happy Friday.
I'm just wondering, if you were a single parent, do you ever just sit there and think, will I ever be able to offer someone else loving my kid, or them getting to see me loved the right way? I question that all the time, which is crazy because I don't even go out and date. But 3.5 years post splitting up from his dad, and I wonder all the time, when will that happen for me? Or will it ever happen? Will there ever be a bonus person in our lives?
Just curious, anyone else in my shoes, you're in your 40s, I'm 43, you're single for the first time ever since you were a teenager. I've been single for 7 months, which is the longest I've ever been single in my life. I've always jumped from relationship to relationship. My last relationship, honestly, I've been through hell and back just trying to get over that, realizing that it's better not to just jump into something just because you're lonely. Instead, taking a step back and trying to find yourself, and that's some hard shit. And I don't think enough people talk about that, just how crazy it is being in your 40s and being on your own for the first time ever. By the time you're that age, you think you have it all figured out, you're fucking know everything. That shit is crazy when you go from always having somebody to not having anyone to lean on Friends, yes, of course you have friends, but it's not the same as having companionship, and you gain a routine with a person, just having that person to give love to and receive love from. And it's crazy. Like, it's a rough thing to go through. And again, when you're used to going from relationship to relationship, I was married for 13 years and I'm just not used to being by myself. I realized in my 40s, I don't even know how to change a smoke alarm battery. I don't even know how to change a drill bit in a drill. There's so many things that I still don't know how to do because I never had to do it for myself. And it's been an eye-opening thing for me, and it's honestly been the worst and best time of my life, and I've been appreciating it as much as I can, just laughing at myself and just making the best of every day. But healing is different. Learning to heal solo is hard. So keep it up.
For everybody in the dating world, I have a question for you. What is happening?
Oh, hey, nice, consistent, handsome, tall, emotionally regulated man with a full head of hair. I'm sorry. I only date medium, ugly, balding, brunette men children. Thank you.
For men as a collective, why does it appear like you all are resistant to evolving the definition of what it means to be a man, while simultaneously hating the effects and the results and consequences of abiding by what it means to be a man?
It's probably a similar answer to why some women are encouraging the evolution of men until that evolution becomes an inconvenience to them, why they're encouraging men to step away from traditional values and traditional ways of thinking. However, they still want to benefit from these traditional values and traditional ways of thinking. Like, you want men to respect you, and you should because you deserve it, but you think the man who thinks women shouldn't work is going to be the one to do that, you know? But at least he pays for everything, right? Why is it that some women want a man that believes that it's his duty as a man to take the lead, to make all the plans, make all the decisions, and you can basically turn off your brain when you're with him, but then expect that to be the man who's going to vote for Kamala Harris to lead the country? Why is it that some women are surprised that the man who's forced to provide everything for them like they're a child is also treating them and views them like a child? Why is it that some women want a man who respects himself and is in touch with his feelings, but when those feelings are, wait a minute, I think I want some reciprocation in this relationship, they have a problem with it? The thing is, a lot of men, when they tap into their emotions, they're going to realize that they want a lot more from the women they're dating. And a lot of women do not want to give men a lot more because they're so used to traditionally not having to give men anything at all. So men who don't have these traditional values, if they're not handsome, they are going to be punished for not having those traditional values. And that's where these red pill guys come from, because they believe that women only care about these traditional things. And then it puts women in a situation where they have to choose between a misogynist, basically, a misogynist who's going to treat them like with money, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then the man who's not a misogynist, but they're actually going to have to put a lot more effort in. Some of them are going to choose that healthier relationship that takes a lot more work, but some of them are also going to choose the misogynist. And I phrase that poorly. I don't mean choosing between a guy with money and a guy with no money. I mean a guy who's going to treat you traditionally with money and a guy who won't treat you traditionally with money. I'm telling you right now, unless the man makes like 5-6 times more than the woman, it is impossible for a provider man to not be a misogynist. The man who genuinely sees women as equal, he's not going to provide for you, or I should at least say he's not going to trick for you. But some women want the best of both worlds, and it's like, you're not going to find that. And this conundrum right here makes us at an impasse, okay? If my other fist was available, I'd be like punching them together right now, okay? Like just knuckles together. We're locked right now because there are sides on both sides, like things that people don't want to give up. A lot of men don't want to give up power. They don't want to give up the perceived control over their partner that they've been conditioned to have and to want for so long. And women don't want to give up the monetary benefits and financial safety of dating. But men want less of a financial strain when it comes to dating. And women want more emotionally available men who are in touch with their feelings, not knowing those feelings are going to lead to them wanting more from the woman. And the woman does not want to give them more. And then men will be in a situation where they're not getting more. So they're like, what's the point of being emotionally intelligent? Why would I even bother doing this? I'm not benefiting at all. At the end of the day, men and women both want more support, but they're both going to have to sacrifice something to reach that. Men are going to have to sacrifice an unhealthy level of control over the relationship, and women are going to have to sacrifice a certain level of financial security and the ability to just like do nothing. For this to work, someone would have to yield first, trusting that the other side would follow suit, but nobody trusts that the other side would follow suit because honestly, they would not. Like en masse, as a collective, either gender would not fold. Like if women gave men everything that they wanted, men as a collective are not returning the favor. And if men gave women everything they wanted, women as a collective not returning the favor. It's a society we created. I know we act like men are the only ones who created the society, but like, nah, you were there too, and you're doing it currently. Like, as long as there's women shaming men who are not providing for them, things are only going to get deeper and deeper for certain people. Just like for men who get out here and say, oh, you can never tell a woman how you're feeling, you can never open up to her, that's only going to make people dig deeper and deeper. Both sides are wrong in different ways and avoid seeing the other side's perspective, so that's why we can never come to a conclusion. Until people realize that men and women are literally the same with the same motivation, that we're only conditioned by society to see them as different, things aren't going to change. Even in context of the original video I stitched, where it's like, I believe something like, why do men like not want to evolve the definition of manhood, but also hate the outcome of what the definition of manhood has brought? You could swap that out for womanhood and it would be the exact same thing, and it would be just as valid of a question. And that's why I was asking those questions I was at the beginning, because it's a big old case of just like, oh, we want this, but we don't want the things that come with this. People want all the good, but none of the bad. And the thing is, the bad isn't even bad. And I would know. Like, I grew up and was socialized with women, so I was dating traditionally like a woman for like my entire life. So I was the one where I was like, why would I pay for anything that doesn't make sense? But then I realized me not paying for anything got me into so many like problematic situations. I'm not going to get into it, but I will say I feel much more like secure and like better about things overall when it's a relationship that I'm contributing to proportionally. Because when someone controls your finances, they control a lot and they can do a lot to you, and a lot of your mind will tell you to deal with it because they control your finances. And as for a traditional man thing, I think a lot of men will realize that like once they start like opening up and become more emotionally available towards women in their life, that they will feel a lot better and relinquishing that control over the relationship, because I feel like that's a lot of pressure to have on them. It's like they feel like they're losing something when they don't control all the confines of the relationship, but once they realize like it's much better when like the control is 50-50, oh man, they're gonna eat it up. And I also feel like men will realize like contributing to a household, like cleaning, doing domestic labor, whatever term you guys made up for that. Like I feel like they'll realize like doing those things like also fulfilling. But in mass, people are never gonna realize these things because people are just like not smart. Like the vast majority of people, you'll find out, like especially like being a creator at all, you will realize the vast majority of people are not smart at all. But it doesn't matter to me because my life's good and I love yapping about these things. All right, so it's just like, oh my gosh, the domestic labor thing. I was yapping and I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I know there's something that women want from men that I'm forgetting. Like I know there's something they want help with that's always like on par like to like the money argument from men, but I'm like, I can't think about what it is. And then boom, domestic labor at the very end. So when I was saying things like emotional availability, also throw domestic labor in there because I feel like it's the same story. Because the thing is, a lot of men want maids, and it's like, nah, bro. Like you're gonna realize it's so much better when it's like not a maid, when it's like actually like a partnership, you know. But is that it? Have I yapped enough? Nah, I'm gonna get to 6 minutes. So let me keep talking. Man, I love my life is so good. Like I'm really enjoying it. I'm really like on the come up too. Like it feels really good to do. Anyways, okay, now we're at 6 minutes.
I think that's why I say a lot of times, if a man puts a foot forward, then you got to put a foot forward. If a man puts 2 feet, at least give him a foot and a half. You know what I mean? Too many times men feel like they're up 10 feet in front of you. Like I didn't already step, and you're still telling me you haven't even moved yet. You're still telling me go a little bit further. I'm 50 feet, 100 feet in front of you. Some men on the first date, with the way they go out, they start 1,000 feet in front of you. Well, what do you mean? I took you out to dinner and the dinner was expensive. It was $400 or $500. Plus we went to go do something. And imagine if a man takes you on vacation, imagine how much further he is ahead of you. And then when he says, hey, what are we? Oh, I thank you for the vacation and I thank you for the dinner and the good time, but I think all we are is friends. So I done ran up ahead. And now you're only saying, actually, I'm not moving off the starting point. I know you're all the way up there, but I'm not moving. Not only have I not started, but I'm not moving at all. So, but thank you for running up there and seeing what's up there and whatever you did. But no, I'm not moving. That's what frustrates men. And so men say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take a step back. And then you're going to ask, well, why are men stepping back? Why are men sassy? How come men aren't taking the lead or taking control? How come couldn't you at least, and that's what men and women are talking about, the bare minimum. Couldn't you at least give me, I don't know, 10 feet? Well, I gave you 10 feet. I gave you 100 feet, but you never even moved off the line. Well, I'm going to do it this time. No, move now. Move off the line now. You forget, I was asking you to come on. I was still 10 to 15 feet in front of you. And you weren't doing anything. You were still there. So no, I'm not moving anymore. That's what a man is saying. I'm not moving anymore. Well, I'm just not doing anything because I'm not going to accept any less than the standard 100 feet. That's the bare minimum. You go up in front of me 100 feet. I'm not accepting anything less. I'm not going any further. I really should have been at 50 feet. I really shouldn't have been this far into the race. But now I'm going to pull back. I'm going to come on back to the starting point, and I'm going to see if you want to come out here. I'm going to come back from 100 feet. I'm going to come to 50, and I'm going to see if you want to make this trek. If you don't want to do that 50 feet, I'm going to come on back to 20, and then 10. And then what? If I have to get to 5, that lets me know you wasn't ever trying to come off the line. And when I leave this race, I'm not coming back. And that's why you see men checking out of dating. Because I've given you multiple chances. Like I said, I've come from one point to the next, and one point to the next, and one point to the next. And I told you, and I made it very clear to you, if I have to come to that next point, I'm not coming back at all. And now you're out here asking where the good men at. Why am I still single? With the way that I look, my friends, why are men not approaching me? I told you I was not going to approach you, and I'm standing on my word. Well, you can't act like this. You can't be like this. You can't do this. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm a grown man, and this is my life. It sounds harsh, but I told you multiple times, give me something, and you did not want to do it. Therefore, I'm done running this thing. Too bad.